So welcome all. My name is Stacy Aquero. I am an international admissions counselor at Stony Brook, New York. I am joined by our ice hockey coach, Chris Garofalo, and we are here to talk to you today about Stony Brook University and some of our athletic programs, including some of our club programs as well, and what that means. I'm going to quickly go through a couple of slides. I know we don't have a tremendous amount of time, so if I'm too short on one slide, you can always ask questions. The chat room is open and we will get to your questions at the end. Stony Brook University is a large comprehensive research university located in Stony Brook, New York. As you can see on your screen, we are on what's known as Long Island. It's exactly what it sounds like, a Long Island. We're in about the center of the island, which is about an hour from New York City. We're about 2 miles from our North Shore beaches. We're in a pretty suburban residential town. And here you can see an aerial shot of campus. We have a train station right on campus that will take you into New York City. We're a larger school with over 26,000 students on campus, 17,000 undergraduate students, over 4,600 international students from over 100 countries. So a very diverse campus, a very welcoming campus to international students. We are ranked in the top 1% of universities in the entire world, a top 25 public university. And as I mentioned, we are a public school. We're part of the SUNY system, or what's known as SUNY. And so we are the flagship of the SUNY system. We have over 200 academic programs for undergraduate students to study. Popular programs would be things like economics, psychology. We have language and literature programs. Our sciences would include biology, chemistry, physics. Our College of Engineering and Applied Sciences tends to be popular as well. We have programs such as computer science, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, biomedical engineering. Some of our engineering programs are ranked in the top 10% of programs in the country. Our College of Business, also really popular for international students, things like accounting, marketing, management, finance. Our School of Journalism will encompass all of the gamuts of journalism, multimedia, print, social media. The picture you're seeing on your screen will house our School of Marine and Atmospheric Science programs, sustainability studies, environmental design. So if you have interest in things like coastal water changes, climate change, these are the programs for you. Stony Brook also houses a tremendous amount of what we call pre-professional programs and healthcare programs. We are a large comprehensive research hospital as well. We have a medical school and a dental school on campus, which will be at the graduate level, but a tremendous amount of healthcare programs, pre-med, pre-law, things along those lines. Stony Brook faculty, we believe are world-class. And just to take a step back, really, as you're looking at universities, obviously one of the factors that you're looking at is some of the athletic programs being part of this presentation today, but there are many more factors to look at to help you make a decision on what the right fit for schools are for you. And I talked a little bit about our location being in a suburban area, but also with proximity to New York City. And then academics. Academics tend to be one of the most important things to look at. And I don't just say that in terms of, do they have the program that I'm interested in taking? There's so much more to academics, and faculty is one of those things. What are, what are faculty doing? Are they teaching the classes at the undergraduate level? So while we do have graduate students on campus that will be teacher aides and things like that, we have a 19:1 student faculty ratio. Our faculty are heavily involved in research. We have over 2,300 faculty-led inventions, including the first ever MRI machine, the technology behind the barcode scanner. But students also get to partake in research at Stony Brook, and undergraduate students in particular. Over 2,000 undergraduate students will partake in research each year. It's not just the STEM-based research, it's theoretical, it's any major that you choose. Students can do research with a faculty member on research that faculty member is doing, or if they have an idea for their own research, they can have a faculty mentor them and help them through that research. We have, at the end of every year, a conference-style symposium where students get to present that research. They often get to publish that research as well. So really exciting research opportunities, as well as sort of advanced academic curricular opportunities for you to build on your resume. The university has dozens of research labs on campus, but we also co-manage a national lab. Brookhaven National Lab is close to campus. It's a federally funded lab doing federal research, and the university co-manages that, meaning that faculty do research there, which means graduate students and undergraduate students get to also partake in research with faculty there as well. Other components of your academics to consider if you are interested in a more scholarly experience would be looking to our honors programs. Our honors college is more of a small interdisciplinary community with additional curriculum, track for honors students, a women in science and engineering for female students interested in science and engineering programs, and then our university scholars program, which is more service oriented. I'll get to some of the requirements in a little while, but these programs will be where merit-based scholarships can be achieved. Study abroad programs. As an international student, you're already a global citizen, and sometimes as an athlete, studying abroad doesn't always go into a typical curriculum, but we also see that our international students like to be study abroad students because they're already global citizens. We have short-term summer programs that a lot of students will partake in, faculty-led programs, and it really just helps expand your culture and your global citizenship. Students will have support everywhere, including as a student athlete, you would have academic advisors, athletic advisors, you have as an international student, additional international student advisors. So you might have 3 or 4 advisors all to help you out. We have tutoring services on campus, writing center on campus. As a Division I athlete, you would have with your team, you might have mandatory study hours where you would all be together and study. Stony Brook, as I mentioned, is in a suburban community, which means we are in a very safe community. We also believe in the wellness of our students. We have many safety programs in place for you, including apps on your phone, as well as safety measures around campus and buddy systems. But we also have an infirmary on campus, as well as counseling centers to ensure your well-being. One of the other components beyond sort of the athletics component, which I'm going to, of course, talk about, and Chris as well, but your location, your academics, when looking for the right fit, is the social aspect of coming to a university like Stony Brook. And in the US, Stony Brook has over 400 clubs and organizations to be involved in. Those clubs can be academic-based, they can be cultural-based, they can be religious-based, they can be social-based. But we also have a lot of annual traditions on campus as well, things like an Earth Day festival, concerts on campus. You can see in the bottom left corner our annual homecoming around our American football team. The top left is probably my favorite tradition. No, it's not our crew team, but it is what's called the Roth Pond Regatta, and it is an annual tradition where at the end of every academic year, teams will form, students will have to build a boat each year it's theme-based, so they have to decorate that boat according to the theme. There's a lot of different contests on your decorations, the different races, as well as many more. But the biggest component is that the boat can only be built out of cardboard, masking tape, or I'm sorry, not masking tape, duct tape, string, and paint. And we have a lot of engineers on campus, but it does not take an engineer to sort of figure out that cardboard and water don't always hold up so well. But somehow we have some students making some amazing creations and making it several times across our Roth Pond, which is a pond on campus. And it's just a real lot of fun. And we have several annual traditions that are just as fun, and we really consider it a good point. So I'm going to just quickly in general talk about some of our athletic teams, and then in a few moments let Chris talk specifically about ice hockey. But we have 18 Division I athletic teams at Stony Brook, including American football, soccer, baseball, softball, lacrosse, basketball, volleyball, tennis, women's swimming, probably missing one or two. I don't know if I said track and field, but definitely that opportunity is there. If you were listening to the presentation earlier from Ohio University, students who are interested in playing at the Division I level will need to be recruited by the coach. So there would be a connection with the coach and yourself and perhaps your coach. There are athletic scholarships available. It can be a mix sometimes of athletic and merit-based scholarship. You would have to fill out what's known as the NCAA clearinghouse application, as well as a Stony Brook application to be cleared to play at the Division I level. Our athletic office is here to help you with those kinds of processes, but really what you want to look for is if you're looking to play for a team and for a sport, is of course you need to be recruited, but you also want to know that coming to that university is going to be a good fit academically and socially for you, not just athletically. Just to give you a quick few more points about Stony Brook, we are a residential campus. International students are guaranteed housing on campus. It's not required. Sometimes some of our team members will live off campus together, but we do recommend for the first year international students live on campus. If you are looking to apply for this fall, the application deadline will be January 15th. We are SAT, ACT optional for international students, always have been. For students from Canada, in English-speaking Canada, we do not require English proficiency. If other parts, or depending if I have a few other countries here, or if you didn't attend school in Canada, other English proficiency exams would be like A-levels, IB, AP, as well as like a TOEFL or a Duolingo or IELTS exam, and just your transcripts from high school as well. Those honors college programs that I talked about, which would have some merit-based scholarships, would require some additional essays within the common application. Other scholarships that we have are called the You Are Welcome Here Scholarship. I know the previous presentation also mentioned it. The You Are Welcome Here Scholarship offers over half tuition scholarship. And that's not merit-based at all. It is a simple submission of an essay or a video. It's a short little form that you fill out after an application where you would be eligible for up to half tuition. It's based on your leadership at Stony Brook. And in addition, Stony Brook offers a tremendous amount of career planning programs, including internship programs, co-op programs, tremendous workshops to build you all to your graduation, where we have about 95% of our students employed or continuing their education after graduation. I am going to just switch my screen really quick over to our ice hockey program, and then we can talk more about anything you might have for Stony Brook. I'm going to pass it over to Chris.
Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Like I said before, hopefully this is an informative day for you. Just to give you a little background on myself, I am Chris Garofalo. I'm a product of Stony Brook University. I graduated with a business management degree in 1996. The reasons why I chose Stony Brook, and even back then, it wasn't as strong of a school as it is today. It's funny, the Alumni Association always says your degree today is worth more than it was when you graduated. And that's the track that Stony Brook is going on and has been going on. It's getting better and better academically. We are ranked in the top 1% in the world academically. And I'm a product of the school, like I said, when I graduated in 1986, and I played for the club team at Stony Brook. After I graduated, I couldn't let go of the sport because I love hockey, and I was, played since I was little. So I wanted to hang around and started growing into the role of a general manager, organizing the program, and then I developed into the head coaching role for about 12 years now. I do this to be able to give back to a university that I believe in sincerely. When you think about your education and you think about what you want out of your education, it's obviously what you see as a culture at the university, but also you want to be able to get a good return on your investment. That's what this is all about when you're thinking about colleges and where you're going to go and what's the return on your investment. You're going to spend X, but what do you want in return? And I would think everybody could agree that you want to have a quality education that will help build your resume, whether it's for job placement or going to grad school or what have you. The beautiful part about Stony Brook is that we have such a large amount of options for you from a major, minor perspective, that there's a plethora of opportunities and different degrees you can get at Stony Brook. That was one of the reasons why I chose Stony Brook, because when I first was going into college, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to study, but I knew I wanted to go to a school that had a lot of diversity to it from a choice perspective. Stacey, I don't see my presentation on the screen. Were you going to control it? Because I don't have.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just have the main slide on right now, but I'm going to go to the first one where you talk about the best club hockey program on the East Coast.
Yeah, so, I want to talk about the ice hockey club, but I want to go back to what Stacy mentioned. There's over 400 different clubs you can be part of at Stony Brook. In the sports club world, there's approximately 30 to 32 sports clubs that we have. Some are from, low, low competitiveness. Some are very competitive. We happen to be on the highest end of the scale from a competition. If I could put in a little bit more of summarize it, I could give you an idea of the competition level for the ice hockey club. We have two teams. Our Division III club team is more of recreational, get out there, have fun. Our team that I'm running is the Division I team, club team. And the past 5 years, we had 5 guys sign professional contracts. So 2 in Europe and 3 in the minor leagues here in the United States. So you could say to yourself, well, why does a student go to Stony Brook over an NCAA program for ice hockey? It really comes down to what I said before, the quality of the education and the return on their investment. They want to make sure that at the end of the day, all roads lead to adult leagues and just having fun after you're done. So playing the sport you love. So you really need to have that resume builder. And that's where the university comes in. It's a very competitive program. We're ranked in the top 100 in the United States out of all universities, and top 1%, as I said before, in the world. So walking away with a degree from here will mean something. So I do a lot of recruiting, to be honest. I bring guys into the program, and they come here for those reasons I just described. The ice hockey program in particular at Stony Brook, it is a club team. It's not part of the NCAA portfolio, but we are considered one of the best club teams in the country. And especially on the East Coast, we are considered the best. So the reason, like I said, the guys come here is because we have a successful track record. And I want to show you that because you'll see the results. So if you look at the obviously just the picture of the team from last year, and then we could go to the second slide. So when you look at this, like Stacy mentioned, and I just said, Stony Brook ice hockey is considered one of the best colleges On Long Island, we're the best club team, but and also on the East Coast. So if you look at our overall record since 1969, pretty successful: 739 wins, 368 losses, and 63 ties, or overtime losses. So when you think about national, so the believe it or not, club ice hockey is tremendous in the United States. Matter of fact, there's more club ice hockey teams than there are NCAA out there. So they're broken out in 3 divisions: Division 1, 2, and 3, and then there's women's 1 and 2. So we've attended 19 out of the last 20 years the national tournament. We've missed 1 year. We were runner-up in 2003 at the national tournament for number. In 2015, we were runner-up. We've gone to the Final Four in 04, 13, 14, 16, and the quarterfinals in 2017. We have our immediate conference that we're in, which consists of other universities such as Delaware University, Syracuse, NYU, Liberty University, and we've won that conference 10 out of the last 16 years. 10 out of the last 16 championships. So the successful track record obviously attracts players to come to the university, and you compound that with the actual university's credentials, it's somewhat of a no-brainer for a lot of my athletes. If you go to the next slide, Stacy, number 3. So when you think about our recruiting, like I said before, Stony Brook's ranked in the top 1% in the world. So that's another reason why students come here. The affordability, when you compare similar academic institutions, and I think that's a very big thing when you're thinking about, what college am I going to go to? Compare apples to apples, and it starts with the education. So you may be looking at another university that the education is maybe not as up to a Stony Brook, for example, or it's better. You got to think about that. So it's all about return on your investment. So when you compare other similar academic universities, Stony Brook is typically less expensive. When you think of the academic programs, I put 200 major and minors. There's 200 major and minors that you can choose from. So there's a lot of options for you. Diversity. Stony Brook has a very diverse campus from students from all over the world. So we do have a large international base of students that come here because of the great education you're going to receive. When you think about your career opportunities, by earning a degree from Stony Brook, you can potentially be hired from very reputable companies and organizations, or if you want to go on to grad school, you'll have a great resume builder. So when you're applying, either whether it's a business, whether going to work, or whether it's going to grad school, it's going to mean something on your resume. Location, Stacy mentioned it before. My guys love the idea that they're only an hour, a little bit over an hour away from Stony Brook, and it's only 5 minutes to the Long Island Sound. They go to the beach, they enjoy the weather. I know a lot of folks are from Canada on here. You get to go to a beach if you come to Long Island, where I know you don't have that option, I believe, right where you are. So here you get to be able to go to a beach, which in 5 minutes, and then New York City, which a lot of people want to go and enjoy. You can get on a train, which is attached to Stony Brook campus, as Stacy said before, and you could go right into the city within an hour and 15-minute train ride. So the location is very nice, as well as Stacy mentioned, it's the suburbs. So it's not rural America, it's suburbs. It's very safe environment to be in. The community around the campus is very safe. People raise their families. It's a very nice area to live. So you can feel comfortable if you came here that you would be in a safe environment. And as indicated before, from a team perspective, we have a long-standing, winning tradition, and players have gone on to play at the professional level. So we've been able to produce guys that have gone on. I don't know if there's the NHL. Obviously, we haven't gotten that level. There's the AHL, then there's the East Coast, and the Southern Pro in the United States, and it goes down from there. We've had guys in the Southern Pro and the East Coast, and then we've had a few guys go over to Europe and play in Germany. So we have a very we produce players that can move on from here if they want, but they always have that great degree behind them. So if you go to the next slide, slide 4, a part of our program is community relation, and we do a lot with the local community. These are just some of the areas. We do Hockey Fights Cancer, toy drives, canine companions. There's so many things that we do. Food drives, just to show the community that we are part of them and we're with them. And it brings a lot of fans to our games as well. So Casey, you could probably skip the 5 and 6 slide. It just gets in depth of what the different community events, but I think 7 is a kind of a great slide to look at, because 7 kind of tells you, if you just click on 7, number 7. we have a lot of coverage in the media locally. Obviously, there's social media. We're all over Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. We have our own Twitter. We have our own Instagram. But we get coverage with the local news, which is Channel 12 News locally. We have the school paper that covers us called The Statesman, which is right in the middle. Hockey journals cover us, radio. So we're actually, we have a pretty big following on Long Island, which is nice because when the guys come and play, they get to play in front of a few hundred, 300-400 people in a rink that fits 300, 200. So we're pretty packed all the time. Our broadcasts are, through the internet on YouTube, and we have play-by-play guys and color commentary. So it's done very professionally what we do. You go to slide 8, Stacy, kind of give you an idea. From the picture, you can see the top right picture. There's ice girls we have that do chuck-a-puck, t-shirt toss, but that's the crowd. And even the bottom left, even in the middle on the bottom, you'll see a picture of our school band. So the school band comes to our games a lot. They're always in the opposing end's goaltender area. So the goalie gets to have the band in their ear the whole game. So we do have, let's just give you a little example of what our games look like. And then I guess I'll go to slide 9, Stacy, which is the summary slide. When you think about, if you're looking to attend an outstanding academic institution, coupled with, beautiful scenery and diversity, Stony Brook's a great fit. And just the icing on the cake, I like to call it, the hockey program prepares our leaders to enter the workforce and just giving them the skills necessary to be successful in life. And I think that's really the biggest thing for me. Winning games is ideal, it's great. The big thing is mentoring and developing young men. So when they get into the real world or move on in life, they have a great foundation from what they received here at Stony Brook. And if you look behind Stacy's shoulder on her picture, you can see that's the main drag on campus. So it's a beautiful campus. The fountain, that's called the Academic Mall. It really is a beautiful campus. When I went to Stony Brook in 1992, it wasn't as beautiful, to be honest, but they put a lot of renovations into the campus and have made it really nice and enjoyable to be around when you walk around. So we have a lot of clubs to pick from, a lot of activities. Clubs at Stony Brook are a big push with the university because they want students to be involved and feel like they're part of the Stony Brook community. Fortunately, our program's been very successful and we have a big following, and we're fortunate to be able to be where we are today. But we look to bring in, and I can tell you a little true fact. We've never had a player from Canada come to Stony Brook. So I'm really looking for our first Canadian hockey player to come here. We got them from all over the United States, but not Canada. So if you are interested, to hear more about it, you can go to the Stony Brook Hockey website, which is stonybrookhockey.com. So it's www.stonybrookhockey.com. You can go under coaches, you can shoot me an email, and I'd love to chat further. But until that point, I wish everybody good luck with your search, and hopefully you find what you're looking for, and maybe it's Stony Brook. Thanks to everybody.